Hey, what's happening, everyone? Uh, I know I haven't been on social media for like a really long time, but I figure now is as good a time as ever, seeing as how I've already been off work for 4 weeks, a month, for reasons I'm sure we all know. But that's not what I'm here to really talk about. We hear about that enough. I'm here to talk about uh, since I've been off work, other than hanging out with my three beautiful daughters, beautiful wife, catching up on projects here at the house, which has been nice. Uh, Look, I'm a gamer, man. It's what I do. I game. So, been playing games. Uh, Actually, right now, I'm playing the Crash Insane Trilogy Remastered. And as you can hear, I'm apparently going to die a lot because now I'm more focused on talking than playing this kid-friendly platformer. Yeah, right. You find me a kid under 10 years old that can 100% these games, I will bow at their prodigal feet, okay? Anyway, other than this, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know, right? Uh, Playing some VR, man. Got a VR. That's been fun, real fun. And the Resident Evil 3 remake, I finished like 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Week and a half ago, whenever. Finished it. Pretty short, good though. It's a remake of a game when I was a kid, so while I'm playing it, the gears start grinding, right? And you kind of moonwalk down memory lane, and I'm like, man, dude, what was the scariest game or scariest moment in like my gaming lifetime? Okay, and I got a few moments that I want to share, and maybe you all do too. You want to share, okay? But for me, again, let's moonwalk down the live stream of Chris, okay? It's 1996. Bill Clinton playing saxophone in the office, dude. I've got a mullet at the time, I believe. Maybe this was the parted hair, chili bowl face. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. And Michael Jordan and the Bulls are dominating. So 1996. And at this time, I'm playing games like obviously Super Mario Brothers, the Super Nintendo, this is the SNES area. Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda. Pretty much every game that is pixelated on a 2D plane. And the premise is you are hero, go save damsel in distress, right? Then but PlayStation came out. We didn't have a PlayStation, but my oldest brother's like really good. One of his best friends had a PlayStation. Okay, so they come over, weekends, stay the night, whatever. They bring the PlayStation, dude. And one night he pops in Resident Evil. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm 8 years old, man. Okay, and I'm watching this game be played. Number one, the PlayStation's cool. It's a disc. It's not a cartridge, dude. You ain't gotta blow on nothing. Just don't put no smudges on it. Whatever. Anyway, pops it in. And the opening to this game is actual real life people like acting out this cinematic, almost like a movie, right? With voices, dude. I know cheesy voice lines in this movie, right? Whole different topic. And graphically nowadays it doesn't hold up. It's not scary. But again, to an 8-year-old Chris, and you're seeing this, dude, and it's blowing your mind. And the fully rendered backgrounds, the 3D character models, right? The effects, dude. The being out in this mansion in the woods, dude, and you're isolated, right? And it's right in the very beginning of the game. Your introduction to the first undead zombie, if you will. You come around a corner, and again, you're hearing these ambient sounds, and you're hearing the crushing of bone and sinew, and the gnawing and tethering of flesh, tearing of flesh, right? You're like, oh my God. And you go around this corner, and you realize you didn't want to come around this corner. Because number one, if you're playing with Chris, you don't even have a gun. All you got is a knife, okay? And the scene's kind of like this. This zombie, oddly, for some reason, he looks like Nosferatu, okay? Which is weird in its own right, but I don't know if the camera will catch this, but it's kind of like, I know you're there, motherfucker. And he stands up and comes at you, and you ain't even got a gun, dude. You got a knife, you got to run. And that freaked me out. 8 years old, dude. And then later on, the hallway, the window, the Cerberus, flesh-ridden. They've got the mange dogs jump through the window, and you're not ready for it. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. It's infamous in video gaming history. But anyway, moving on. Let's move a little bit further down the annals of time, if you will. 2000. Okay. Again, this was 1998. Excuse me, 1998. I'm going a little bit too farther. We've still got Clinton, Jordan. Pretty sure I do have the Chili Bowl at this time. And Konami dropped Silent Hill, man, to answer the popularity of Resident Evil 2. And at this time I'm 10, I'm playing Resident Evil 2, I'm playing Resident Evil 1, it's not scary no more. By the way, Resident Evil 1, I would not play by myself. I would not play that one at all. I never even played a Resident Evil game until 2, and I would play that at night with my brother around. Actually, yeah. And Silent Hill ended up being the same way, but this was different, dude. This wasn't just these, mindless, slow, lethargic zombies walking at you, man, for target practice. No, dude, these were... Plants keep eating me, I'm getting mad. These were psychologically driven monsters that you could only see in, like, the worst of your nightmares, directed by Wes Craven. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, you carried this radio around with you, right? Your character did. You carried this radio around, and it would start staticking when, like, the monsters were near. So you had this constant static all the time, dude. And you knew the monsters were there, man. You knew they were there. You know you ain't got no ammo. You know you ain't got no health. You don't even know what the hell it's gonna look like. Because you're wandering through these streets. The streets are so foggy, you can't even see 2 feet in front of you anyway. But you hear the static, the static, the static, the static, the static, the static, the static. And it's just the story of those games, man. They're real psychologically driven, dude. So, that was another one. Nah, 10-year-old Chris, not playing that alone at night. So, anyway, fast forward a little bit farther. Year's 2000. I believe at this time my hair is just curly. We got George Bush running the economy, and Shaq Diesel and Kobe Bean Bryant are dominating. And what we've got is another Silent Hill. And this really isn't like one of the scariest games, because at this time, dude, I'm 12 years old, okay? You gotta understand. And I'm getting a little bit older, so I can play these games, right? But these are more or less getting into the scariest moments in video games, okay? And this was Silent Hill 2. And this was the first time you get to lay your fear-ladled eyes on Pyramid Head, okay? And Pyramid Head, if you don't know, imagine a man draped in nothing but a loincloth, okay? His gray, anemic body covered in blood, okay? There's this prismatic steel encasement on his head. So you're not even sure how he sees. You're wondering if he just smells your fear or if he's smelling your testosterone. And the reason I say testosterone, okay, is because your first introduction to this whore that is brandishing a sword so big, it may make Cloud Strife jealous, if you get what I'm talking about, okay? Because this guy is fornicating with these leg on leg mannequins, I guess they are. Yeah. And then once he's done with that, man, if I remember correctly, he comes after you, and you had either like a locker or like a cupboard, and you're looking at him, and you're wondering whether he wants to kill you or fuck you. And it's not a good thing, dude. It's really not a good thing. So it was just real weird. And you're wondering at this point, you're like, man, dude, just like how far can these survival horror games just take it, man? How much more can they just psychologically mind fuck you, okay? And then I got 2 more that's like in more modern gaming history, and I'm grown at this time, dude. I'm a grown man, all right? Shouldn't be getting scared of this kind of stuff. But the next one is PT, the Silent Hills demo, all right? And so I'm playing it, man, and PT, what this is when survival horror went more third person, right? Atmospheric, environmental, everything up in your face, dude, and crazy jump scares that you're not ready for, okay? And the whole premise of this game is you're walking around this hallway, and you go through a door, and you're back in the hallway. You go through another door, you're back in the hallway, another door back in the hallway, another door back in the hallway. I can't loop this enough, okay? Broken record. And I'm going through this hallway, and the thing is, I mean, it would change. Like, the hallway would change, the environment would change, right? Like, a door may have chains on it, or you may hear, like, a baby crying. You hear these ambient noises, man, of, like, sirens and just all that kind of stuff. You may see a body bag hanging from the ceiling or something, but the next time it's gone. So I'm playing this game, and I pride myself, I don't want to hear a lot of shit. Every one of us has used a guide or referenced a guide in our gaming lives. So I'm playing this demo, and I'm like, dude, I can't beat this fucking demo, right? I can't figure it out. So I look up how to beat it, and what it tells me is I gotta put my headset on and talk to this video game realm ethereal specter, right? Huh? So I indulge it. I'm playing this game by myself, kids, wife, sleep. I don't know, it's probably 2 a.m, dude. Lights is off. You gotta get into it, right? You gotta get immersion, okay? So I put the headset on, and I probably just said something like, "Hello," because I'm kind of nervous, right? It's kind of weird. Hello. I don't talk to a ghost in real life, let alone a video game ghost. Hello, and nothing's answering. So I'm like, come on, man, you're wasting my time with this shit. Well, I do it again, all of a sudden this radio starts. This radio broadcast starts. I don't necessarily remember what the broadcast talked about, but during this broadcast, right, all of a sudden, while the broadcast is happening, another voice cuts it off and it's like, look behind you. Huh, hell no. And it says something like, I said, look behind you, or I'm telling you, like, motherfucker, look behind you. So I'm like, okay, man. What? There's nothing there. But when I turn back around, man, this broad, it looks like every amalgamation of any kind of specter that you've seen in, like, The Ring, the Exorcism movies, Paranormal Activity, right? You know what I'm talking about, man. The woman that, her eyes are blacked out, right? And she looks like she's been crying after she's got just layers and layers of mascara and eyeshadow on, and it's just dripping down her face, dude. She's toothless, right? Her hair looks like the hair on The Haunted Mask 2. Goosebumps reference. Okay? It's all like sinewy and not like, or like strandy. That may have been the wrong word, but it's nasty, dude. Okay? And you turn around, she's like, what do you do with that? Huh? Grown man. Tail between my legs. Took the headset off for a minute. Took a breather. Unfortunately, I'm a smoker. I probably walked away and smoked a cigarette real quick. Came back to it. Finished it. Realized actually it was a demo for Silent Hills. That was going to have Norman Reedus. And Konami and Kojima fell out. And Konami went on to make Death Stranding. I hate you, Kojima. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. And the last one, man, I'll make this real quick, okay? Is I'm actually replaying this in VR, and it actually got me again in fucking VR, even though I knew it was coming, and that was Resident Evil 7, when you're getting lightly pursued by Jack in like the cottage or the house in the woods or whatever it is. And again, okay, you've done been wandering around this house, and you're going through this hallway. You're wandering around the house, you've done been through these rooms, hallway. Don't know what it is about these fucking hallways, man. If you play survival horror, if you've been down a hallway like at least more than 3 times, don't go down this son of a bitch again, okay? Anyway, you go down this hallway, man, and Jack, if you don't know, okay, this dude looks like Jed Clampett. And man, I wish I remember the cat's name, but there was a WWE wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Used to wear the overalls, the one strap, big belly. That's what this guy looks like, man. He looks like every, like, serial, if you could, like, just imagine, like, a serial killing hillbilly. Sorry for, like, reining that in so stereotypically, I guess, but that's what this dude is, right? And he's brandishing a shovel, which, by the way, you just watched him maybe 12 minutes ago pretty much cleave a cop's half diagonally straight through, one half of it sliding off the shovel blade. Yeah, he's pretty lethal with the shovel, man. Anyway, you go down the hallway, okay? And you would figure like any other survival horror, monster, antagonist, whatever. You figure he just wait on, wait around the corner. Crouch camp, crouch camp around the corner, huh? Wait for you to come around. You're scared. No, man. This dude ain't playing that shit. The dude comes through the fucking drywall on you, man. Pow! Yeah, again, grown man. Did it just the other night in VR. Walked down the hallway. Why was I looking out the window this way? I don't know. Maybe I like the rain effects or something in VR. But I kept going this way. He came out the fucking drywall. Shovel, face, end of story. Anyway, man, that's what I got. Just wanted to share that. Like I said, maybe you all got some comments, some feedback, some experiences you've experienced. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we can strike up some conversations, talk about some other things. I mentioned Final Fantasy. Maybe we can debate what the best Final Fantasy game of all time is and get into those heated arguments, hurt each other's feelings that way, right? So, it was a long video. Again, I haven't been around for a long time. This is the stuff I kind of like to talk about. So, and again, I mean, just like with any survival horror game, man, the objective is to stay healthy, survive. So, yeah, during right now, please just stay healthy, survive. All right, man. I'm out, y'all. Be cool now.